Hello, it's so good to see you again. I'm Barbara, and together with my husband Daniel, I restored a historic sailing ship, Flying Coney. After weeks in the shipyard, the restoration of our sailing ship is nearing a pivotal moment: her launch back into the water. In this video, we'll tackle the last few tasks, including finishing a long-running engine maintenance project, share the excitement of the launch, and discuss our plans for the future. So let's dive in.
Last year we had the chance to give our engines some much needed attention. With the help of our good friend John, a professional mechanic, we serviced key components, ensuring everything was in top shape. From changing filters over renewing broken coolant hoses to inspecting vital parts, this service set the foundation for a reliable season ahead. John's expertise and guidance were invaluable, and we left that session feeling confident in our engine's performance.
When I came here, I did have my doubts. Looking at the way it was on the videos, I did have my doubts. But after spending 2 days on it, that's been completely changed. It's a good, reliable engine now. It just needed a lot of love, and it just needed somebody to put some effort into making it into the way it is. So I think this will go on for quite some years to come now, just with basic maintenance. So long live the DAF in Flying Coney.
Fast forward to today, and the engine maintenance continues. This brings us to a task we worked on throughout the entire shipyard period: flushing the engine and replacing the coolant. You might remember the haul-out and the painting from previous videos. This step was happening in the background during that time.
Because our engine uses a keel cooling system, so access is only possible while on the hard, this process had to be carefully timed. It started while we were still afloat, flushing the engine with a cleaning solution to remove buildup, and continued after we were hauled out, allowing us to complete the coolant replacement on the hard. With the engine flush circulating through the system, we started the engine and prepared for the haul out of Flying Coney. Once we were on the hard, it was time to train the system. Since our keel cooling is made of welded pipes alongside the hull, a drain plug isn't typically installed until it's needed. This step revealed something surprising. The coolant hadn't been changed since 2018, the year the keel cooling was installed by the previous owner. Thanks to Henrik from the shipyard, a new drain plug was quickly installed, allowing us to complete the job properly.
Before we hauled out the boat, we put an engine flush in the cooling system. So now we do have to flush the system with plain water to get all the system flush out. We flushed the engine for 3 times, and we're now flushing the keel cooling pipes for the 2nd time. There's quite a lot of water in the pipes, so it takes some time, and all the water needs to go through the engine and through the thermostat valves, so refilling the pipes does take up a lot of time. And afterwards, after we flush the system, we can put in antifreeze and distilled water. Let's see if we have bought enough, because the keel cooling pipes are quite a little bit larger than we remembered them to be. The reason why we fill up the system with antifreeze is not to prohibit the engine from freezing up, because here it's usually always over 0 degrees Celsius, but antifreeze also prohibits rust and corrosion, and that's the reason why we put in antifreeze.
Should we paint our boat like this?
Yeah, it's absolutely a manly color.
With the engine now filled and ready to go, it was time for the final preparations before launch.
These included removing the tape from the anodes and the protective plastic film we placed on the prop to shield it from antifouling during spray painting. We also peeled off the tape along the waterline to reveal a clean, sharp transition between the top coat and the antifouling. Finally, the team from the shipyard helped us to safely store our auxiliary engine back in the engine room. This engine was part of the old improvised generator system we removed earlier in the shipyard time. It was mounted on a pedestal, blocking access to the hull and preventing us from properly inspecting the steel underneath. We decided to remove the outdated welding generator, but kept the engine because it could still be useful.
So after an immensely stressful and busy time, it's finally time to put the boat back into the water. We're really excited. We achieved quite a lot during the shipyard time and the boat is looking so much better. Only some little minor problems like having no sleep at all, but we pushed and powered through it, and in this moment I'm relieved and I'm quite happy. So probably the best thing we found out is that the hull is in excellent condition, that it's thick, and that our repairs last time worked out well. Now we just have to look if the boat is watertight. That's always a little bit of a problem with a riveted boat. If you take it out of the water, that some rivets might open up a little bit and the boat does warp a little bit, so we have to check. So the plan for now is to put the boat in the water on the cart, then the lads from the shipyard do have lunch. We check if everything stays watertight, and then we fully go into the water, and I expect absolutely no problem at all.
Okay, Daniel, for now I think it's far enough to check everything.
I'll check everything. As far as it looks now, we're a little bit stern heavy. That was a joke. Everything's looking fine. All right. Looking good. $130 in the water.
I will bring you to Denmark.
It's a big step.
A YouTuber in real life.
I don't know a song they use in Venice.
In Venice?
Venice. The gondola.
Ah, yeah. But I put the right music over it. So we went halfway into the water. So far the spots where they welded or where Hendrik has removed the pedestal, they're dry, no water is coming in, everything went really smooth. We already started the engine, it started without any troubles. So now is the plan to go fully into the water and moor right to our starboard side, just like 25 meters back and half a boat length to starboard. So a really short journey today. The only thing that's concerning me a little bit is that we calculated that we have about 200 liters of coolant in the engine and we filled it up with 95 liters and it's already completely full. Also we have bleeded the air from the system, from the keel cooling pipes. My guess is that the keel cooling pipes are not entirely full of coolant right at the moment. We're still very much tilted upwards, so when we are floating level again, my guess is that there will be quite a lot of air coming from the cooling pipes, so I do not want to run the engine longer than necessary. One little funny side note, last time when we were on the Hard, we had our boat neighbors Eric and Peter joining us on the Hard. And during this shipyard time, the people from Lelystad thought, well, we cannot go out on the Hard without some friends being on the Hard as well. So Max, our third neighbor from our jetty, joined us.
Does it like?
Great.
Great.
No problem, no
Okay.
leak at all.
And engine
Starts.
okay. For the last meters,
Yeah,
you go a little bit faster than before.
yes,
So you need to start the engine
yes.
so you can make ready to come to the shore.
Yeah. Will I have enough space aft, and I think I have enough space next to this
Yes.
nice fender here. It's good that this fender is here.
Yeah.
We have the fenders in. Barbara is helping me. I don't expect any troubles, any problems. But I need to shut down the engine quite quickly afterwards. So we will start it last minute, because I think when we're floating level, there will be quite a lot of water going into the keel cooling.
Okay. Then I'll go to the winch and give you a sign. I will let go.
Yep. I start the engine. Engine is running. So I'm incredibly happy that we made it into the water now. It was a really hard and tough time. Not complaining, actually I like having a boat, but shipyard time is absolutely insane and horrible and really an extreme situation where you push yourself to the limits and beyond. And today, this evening, we hope we have enough power left to celebrate a little bit and to enjoy this very happy moment, because everything we've done turned out quite nice and quite excellent.
With Flying Coney safely back in the water, the biggest milestone is behind us. But there are still a few smaller tasks left to tackle, like stepping our loading crane mast and fleeting the cooling system of our engine. Since this is our first video of 2025, we want to take a moment to share our exciting plans for the year ahead before diving back into the work. Our main focus this year is to complete all the structural work on Flying Coney. This is a massive step forward. We are finally tackling the broken frames in the cargo hold and the forecastle, and we plan to replace the old deck with a brand new steel deck. These are ambitious projects and we aim to have them finished by the end of the year. Once the structural work is complete, we'll be ready to move on to an exciting new phase. Installing the onboard systems. That means electrics, hydraulics, heating, water and sewage, bringing Flying Coney one step closer to becoming a fully functional sailing ship again. Recently we had the chance to visit the Mets in Amsterdam, the world's largest marine trade show. It was incredible to see all the innovative boating equipment on display, and even more exciting to check out some of the systems we'll soon be installing aboard Flying Coney. So let's take a closer look.
We're entering a very exciting stage of this project now, and that is to decide what systems we need aboard and what systems we do want to have. And of course, one of the systems we absolutely need is a water maker, since we do want to sail with 12 to 15 people all around the world with long passages. There is almost no way to have enough tank capacity for water. Based on my research, one of the best manufacturers of water maker is Schenker. And let's check out their booth here at the Metz Trade Show. They definitely look very good.
Yeah. So we save basically 5 times the typical consumption of a standard water maker. Then we have the simplicity. The system is started, just pushing start, and you get fresh water producing. The second great advantage is the low noise of the unit. Finally, we have a very compact solution. So basically we cover all the range of pleasure marine market, starting from the small boat up to the super yacht.
And for our use, sail training for up to 15 people, what would be the appropriate size, or what would be the best water maker for that one?
For up to 15, we suggest a 300 liter per hour water maker. That could be the Zen Twin, an example.
So Roypo is the supplier of our electric system, and it does have a number of benefits. Mainly, everything is out of one hand, and it's very easy to install the unit. It's 48 volt, and the batteries are very special. So let me show you our entire electric system. So the most important thing about any electric system are, of course, the batteries. These ones, they're really modern. They're lithium-ion batteries. One neat thing about the system is that it's really easy to install. They come with plugs, so it's not possible to wire them wrong, and we just need to plug it in and then it's working, and that's kind of cool. So since Roypo does have a lot of experience in manufacturing lithium batteries, these are really safe batteries. Each of these boxes comes with a built-in fire extinguishing system, and also they're rated EP75, so a few drops of water doesn't do it any harm. From the batteries, the power is distributed through this distribution unit, which is basically just there to plug in all the devices and connect all the system together. Probably the heart of the system is this inverter charger, and it's rated for 8,000 watts. So it charges the batteries from 230 volt generator or shore power or solar power. You can plug everything in there, and it also delivers this 230 volts for your boat. So of course you also have the possibility to charge the batteries when the engine is running, and they specially developed an alternator that is directly 48 volts, and you can charge the batteries directly through this alternator when the engine is running. A 48 volt system aboard is certainly the future, but nowadays you can't get every device in 48 volts. For example, most navigation equipment or radios, they either work on 24 volts or on 12 volts. So that's why Roypo also produces a DC-DC converter, and we will have two. One that converts the 48 volts into 24 volts, and one that converts it into 12 volts. And I've told you that it is a complete system. So here we have an air conditioner, both for cooling and for heating the boat. And it also runs on 48 volts, which has the benefit of lower energy consumption. And it's great, especially for our wheelhouse. On a hot day, you don't want to broil and boil in the sun. Of course, the whole system works fully automatically, but sometimes it's good to know how much power there is left in the batteries and how much you're charging at the time. And for that, there is this nice looking display so you can see what's going on. So this is our enter-run sewage treatment system. It works fairly simple. You put in black water from the toilets in this side, and you get, after 24 hours, you get clean water out on this side that you can legally pump overboard everywhere in the world. It's a fully biological system. It works with bacteria, so you don't need any chemicals. It just works. It's a fully automatic process, so you don't have to watch tank levels and all that. It's easy in operation, low maintenance, and low operating costs. And the best thing about it, it's fully certified, so you get a certificate that you can legally pump your wastewater overboard. The way how it works is you have 3 separated tanks. first tank is a collection tank where all the sewage from your toilets land. And through a hose that is perforated, it can get to the bioreactor. You pump air into this compartment so all the bacteria can live. And from time to time, it's cycled through a macerator pump, so the sewage is chopped up and liquefied over time. And when it's liquid enough, through a filter, it's pumped into the last compartment. That's basically a collection tank where the last particles can settle at the bottom, and the liquid part is pumped through a second filter, through a UVC light outboards. So you're the inventor of the entrance system. So what was your idea when you developed it, and how was the developing process?
In 2015 in the boat show in Düsseldorf, we had this idea in the night. We built a prototype within 3 weeks.
Where you built that?
In Berlin at my home, in my garage. After this we go to the certification process, and after this we started to the market here at the Metz in 2017.
You know what's the smallest yacht one of your system is in?
30 feet.
30 feet?
30 feet.
And the biggest one?
The biggest one is new build now, 82 feet.
And if you are looking to get some boating equipment for yourself, I have some exciting news for you. Next week is the Boat Düsseldorf in Germany, the world's largest indoor boat show. We attended last year and I can highly recommend it. It is an incredible experience for anyone passionate about life on the water. And even better, Tom Logisch, the inventor of our wastewater treatment system, will be there too. If you visit his booth and mention the code Flying Coney, you get an additional 5% discount on top of the already 10% reduced boat show prices for both the Entron and the Schenker water maker. So that's a full 15% off for two of the best marine systems out there. The only biological wastewater treatment system for boats, and probably the finest water maker available. Now that's a great deal, so be sure to check it out. And now let's get back to work about Flying Coney.
So we had the engine running now for about an hour. So to make sure that the thermostat valves from the keel cooling opened up. And for now we filled the complete system with water. We've calculated that there must be somewhere around 200 liters within the system. Interestingly, we only filled up 95 liters and the whole system is full now. So either there is some air trapped in the system, and I don't believe that because now we have the engine running for about an hour, so every air should have bleeded out to the top of the system, to the expansion tank. So we think that there were still some liters of water left, or other possibility that the whole system just is filled with 95 liters. That's also a possibility. So we will now partly remove the water from the engine block and replace the water with a concentrate of antifreeze. We use antifreeze mostly for the anti-corrosive characteristics of this fluid, because usually in the engine room it doesn't get as cold that we need an antifreeze, but the antifreeze protects the engine block and the keel cooling pipes from corroding, and that's always nice. And we always double check with John when it comes to these questions, so thanks John for your help.
As we've mentioned, 2025 is shaping up to be an exciting year for Flying Coney. We have some big plans and want to make massive progress on the restoration. We've realized that in order to move this project to the next level, we need to dedicate more time and focus on getting things done. Living on an improvised building site has been a challenge, and we are eager to finally make Flying Coney our proper home. Now you might be wondering what has held us back over the past couple of years. To be completely honest, it's been a challenge balancing YouTube and the restoration work. We've barely found the time to work on the boat and we never had a day off. So we've decided to shift gears in 2025. Instead of weekly videos, we are going to transition to a monthly upload schedule. This will allow us to create longer, more detailed videos that showcase real progress on Flying Coney and give us the time to actually get things done. We are really excited about this change and can't wait to share the next steps of this incredible journey with you. To stay more connected with our supporters, we will also be publishing a second, less polished video each month on Patreon and for YouTube channel members.
Ready?
And that's all we have time for today. Flying Coney is finally back in the water and the shipyard time, a huge step in this journey, is now completed. We are really happy with the results and we can't wait to continue making progress in 2025. And if you've enjoyed the video, then don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss the next episode. And for those of you who want additional content, remember you can find us on Patreon and we also offer YouTube channel memberships for exclusive videos. Thanks again for your amazing support, whether you're here on YouTube or following along on Patreon. We couldn't do this without you. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time.